Thank you, Warden. 20. 20 means let's go. How many of you have been on Kilimanjaro Safaris before? A few of you. Welcome back. Welcome to those of you joining us on your first safari here on the Harambee Wildlife Reserve. Are there any favorite animals on the spotting guide above your head you'd like to find today?
What's your favorite animal?
Any favorites?
Elephant? Giraffe?
Quite a few cool animals on that spotting guide. Since many of them are regularly seen out here, I can't get out of the truck to retrieve anything. So please hold on tight to all your belongings. We'll also be heading over a lot of rough, unpaved roads. A lot of the brush has long, sharp thorns. So please remain seated at all times. Also gotta make sure those face coverings remain over both the nose and mouth at all times. The Harambee Wildlife Reserve was founded here in 1971 to help protect our local wildlife. It covers over 800 square miles, so quite a bit of wildlife to keep our eyes open for. Was named in 1971, that's why the word Harambee, meaning to come together, since people from all over the world came together to assist our wildlife. We'll be starting in the Little Tree Forest just ahead of us. Keyword being forest, it is very wooded, so keep those eyes open. Never quite know what we'll find amongst the trees and tree lines. If you see any wildlife island spot, make sure you let us all know. Definitely want to find as much wildlife as possible.
His magic band.
Where is it?
He just told.
Where's your magic band, bud?
He must have lost it.
Did you take it off in the Bug's Life?
I think so.
Oh, I know where I'm heading after this.
Just gotta wait on some wind clearance into the reserve.
It's okay. We'll find it.
Well, 20 means let's go. If you see any wildlife island spot in the Little Tree Forest, make sure you let us all know. Definitely want to find as much wildlife as possible.
I don't like him grabbing my hand.
One problem many of the animals here in the forest are facing, much of their habitats being mined for minerals to produce cell phones, laptops, and tablets. One way you can help animals here in the forest, if you're done using these types of items, hand them down to your friends or family, or even recycle them. Might make some money that way. Can actually help reduce the need for those minerals, leaving more habitat for these creatures. I do see a no copy along the tree line way out in the distance to our right. May look a little bit like a zebra with the stripes on its legs, but not related to the zebra at all. It's actually the only known relative of the giraffe. I've been very shy of the forest since they blend in nicely with their surroundings. Both male and female bongo have horns that help them maneuver through the thick brush of the forest. I also see a greater kudu along the road ahead to our right. Appears to be a female kudu since the males have horns. Also a black rhino across the waterway to our left. Weighing about 3,000 pounds. They may look indestructible, but they're hit very hard by poaching. There's only about 5,000 left in the world today. Some cultures believe their horns have some form of medical value, but their horns are made out of keratin, just like your fingernails and hair. So no real value in their horns at all. Also so hoping to find more animals out here, we'll have to keep our eyes open. I also see a saddle-built stork off to our left. Often seen standing 5 feet in height, they have a 9-foot wingspan. Get their name from that yellow saddle structure on that bill. As we make our way out of the Little Tree Forest, Just over the hill ahead of us is the Safi River. Hopefully we'll find some wildlife living in or around the waterway of the Safi River.
Stop.
I'm distracted.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Mommy's not happy. Neither am I.
I feel like my whole day is wrong.
It's not. Now stop.
Very cool. Some hippos in the waterway turn left, weighing about 5,500 pounds of 18-inch long teeth. They do spend most of their day in the water to keep from overheating, coming out primarily at night to feed on grasses. A group of hippos is called a blow, and they can hold their breath about 7 to 8 minutes, even sleeping underwater. Also some pink-backed pelicans along the waterway. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the color their feathers change during mating season. Also some Nile crocodiles along the waterway, often growing 18 to 20 feet long. They can take down very large prey such as zebra and wildebeest. In a single meal they can eat about half their body weight worth of food. Just a reminder, face coverings do have to be over your noses, folks. Sir, if you could keep yours over your nose also, please. Thank you. Definitely a good sight of the Nile crocodile. They can take down very large prey such as zebra and wildebeest. In a single meal they can eat about half their body weight worth of food. You might even see some with their mouths open to help regulate their body temperatures. Since the Nile crocodile can take down a zebra or wildebeest very easily, let's head on out towards the Savannah where many of those types of creatures are seen grazing or migrating across the Savannah.
That's funny. This is bumpy.
A very cool baobab tree off to our right. Probably a couple thousand years old. It does go most of the year without leaves to conserve water, so many call it the upside down tree since the limbs look like roots. Well, as we make our way on to the Savannah ahead of us, which is part of the Serengeti grasslands, much of the appearance of the Savannah does come from the wildlife living here. A giraffe pruned back the trees, allowing the light through for the grasses to grow. Springbok, eland, wildebeest, and many others act like lawnmowers, trimming back the tall grasses. I see some Hertman's mountain zebra ahead to our right. No two zebra ever have the same stripes, much like a person's fingerprints. Definitely a good view of the Hertman's mountain zebra.
This is when Glad you're having a great time.
It's fine. We'll take care of it.
Oh, very cool. Some wild dogs amongst the rocks to our left. Also known as painted dogs, they're one of the most successful predators in all of Africa, teaming up as packs to run down their prey. If we could make sure those face coverings are over your noses, please. Ma'am, if you can make sure it's over your nose, please. And the children do have to keep the face coverings on also. Row number 4. Thank you. Definitely a good view of the wild dogs. Another good view of the Hartman's mountain zebra. Also some springbok off to our left. A springbok get their name from their ability to spring about 6 feet into the air, or 13 feet forward as they run. Also some termite mounds on both sides of the roadway. Probably as hard as concrete. Made out of mud and saliva from termites. Elephants use them as back scratches until they're worn out like the one to our right. Another wildlife then use them as lookout posts for predators that may be lurking in the tall grasses. Oh, very cool. Way out across the savannah from us, I see some wildebeest. Wildebeest are probably the largest migration on Earth, often migrating over 1,000 miles a year in search of greener grasses. Also some Nkoli cattle, also known as Watusi cattle, since the Watusi tribe domesticated them thousands of years ago. Their large horns are actually hollow, allowing blood to run through them, acting like a radiator during the hot summer months.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this one
Definitely a good view of the wildebeest. If the young lady could keep her face covering on, please, thank you. Also some Maasai giraffe ahead to our left, often standing over 20 feet in height. At birth, they're about 6 feet tall and can stand in under an hour after being born. Please, if the young lady could keep that face covering over her nose, please, thank you. A Maasai giraffe can stand over 20 feet in height, and at birth are about 6 feet tall, can stand in under an hour after being born, allowing them to nurse from their tall mothers or run from predators if needed. If you could keep your face covering over your nose, sir, please. Thank you.
Now next, I think we'll go.
Well, just around the rocks ahead to our left is Monkey Point. From there, it's a short drive to elephant country where hopefully we'll find some more wildlife.
You like the box one?
Now Daddy's got to do some work to try to find you another one.
And it's not going to probably be Jack. Because we had to go through a lot to get you that magic band.
Oh, very cool. Some mandrills off to our left amongst the tall trees. One of the largest variety of monkey in the world. Please keep the children seated. Thank you. Males weigh up to 100 pounds, females about 30 to 40. Very colorful variety of monkey.
At this point, you're going to get what you get. That's it.
I'm hoping that when they did a walkthrough of the...
Well, I would like to see if we can maybe find a herd of elephants today. Our herd has been seen down this road to our right
yourself. I will deal with it.
So hopefully we'll find some more elephants in this direction. Definitely being a favorite of many here on the reserve.
Yeah.
Looks like the road's closed. I was really hoping to find some elephants that way. I think I remember an old bridge around the corner though. Hopefully the old bridge is still there. It was really old the last time I saw it. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that it's still here. Ah, there's the old bridge now. It's still here but looks awfully old. Should we head over it?
Yep.
Alright, we'll head over slowly, meaning very slowly since it does look very old. Looks like someone repaired it with some cable, so it should be alright. Even kind of sounds old, but I think we're fine. It seems alright to me. Alright, there go our front tires. And there go our back tires. Made it across there, okay? I think we'll avoid that in the future. Seems a little too old to me. The red clay pits are just around the corner here. At times, elephants are seen coming for dead minerals in their diets. Some tusk marks in the clay might mean they're in the area. We'll have to keep our eyes open for them. There they are off to our left right now. Herds are usually made up of just females and their children, often led by the eldest female in their herd, which help them find food and water. One problem elephants at times have, they'll see farms as sources of food. Hating those farms for that food often leads to bad outcomes for both the farmer and the elephant. The Disney Wildlife Conservation Fund has been studying these issues. Found that elephants don't like bees. They don't like being stung. So adding beehives to farms that can actually help protect both the farmer and the elephant from each other. Also providing a source of income for the farmer from the sale of the honey, pollination, and more crops.
What's there?
What's that?
Wildebeest.
Very cool. A fairly young elephant along the waterway ahead of us.
On top of the water.
We're going to be. See the elephants there?
Definitely a good view of those elephants from here. Possibly a couple of sisters there, it looks like. The younger one might be about 3 to 4 years old, if I had to guess.
Are you on water now?
Yeah.
Also some greater flamingo along the waterway. A flamingo do get the pink coloration if you look through the eagle, consisting of shrimp and other small crustaceans. They are hatched at more of a gray color, just like several of those are in the center of that island, gaining the pink about 1 to 2 years of age. One of our wardens recently set up a display to our left of items taken from poachers. Helps remind us what we're trying to protect here in the wild Africa. very cool. On this hill ahead to our right, we see a white rhino. Being much larger than the black rhino, they're often hunted and poached for the same reason. For their horns that are made out of keratin, just like your fingernails and hair. A couple more of them out here amongst the thick
We're
brush.
gonna figure this out, bud.
They get their name white rhino not from a color, but from the Afrikaans word vite, meaning wide, referring to their wide lips used for eating grasses. You might see them shifting those large ears around. They do have good hearing, although their eyesight is rather poor, so they often don't know that poachers are there until it's too late.
Rhino! So we're trying to see lions.
Oh, very cool. I see a cheetah on the hill to our left, capable of reaching speeds up to 70 miles an hour. Only for short distances, about 100 yards, before overheating and wearing out. Their claws don't retract like many other large cats, acting more like a cleat to give them extra speed.
See the lion up there?
Oh, very cool. Lion on top of the copies. Often seen resting and sleeping about 20 hours a day. They're most active at night when the females do the majority of the hunting. Does anyone know the Swahili name for lion? I bet you know it. Yeah, you knew that. Simba means lion in Swahili. Their roars can be heard miles away, which help keep prides together. Since you know the Swahili name for lion, does anyone know the Swahili word for king? I bet you know it also. Yeah, Mufasa. Mufasa means king in Swahili. You knew that. Their roars can be heard miles away, which help keep prides together. Also, one of my favorite creatures on the reserve, off to our right, the Bontebok. Bontebok are very rarely seen in the wild anymore, just on reserves like this. Oh, hear that? Lions are roaring. Definitely a cool thing to experience there. Good view of that female lion on the copies also. Oh, there's 3 of them actually. Must have quite the view from up there. Another good view of the Bontebok to our right. At one point there were only 17 left in the entire world. Why it's so important to have reserves just like this to protect our wildlife. Also some ostrich eggs off to our right. Ostrich eggs often weigh about 3 pounds. Take 45 days to hatch. While many reserves, such as our own, have been expanding in recent years in hopes of meeting the needs of more wildlife, ours expanded through these gates into an area known as Magadi Glen. Some of our wardens have even been working on Magadi Glen in hopes of wildlife joining us here in the future. Well, we are approaching the end of our reserve, so I'll take you back to the warden's post. And from there, it's a short walk to Gorilla Falls, where hopefully you can find more wildlife, such as western marine gorillas. And they even have an underwater viewing area for wildlife such as hippos, so make sure you check that out today. Also, back in the village of Harambee, you can hop on the train to Rafiki's Planet Watch. At Rafiki's Planet Watch, you can see what our veterinarians are up to for the day at the veterinarian hospital, or you can learn how to draw some of your favorite creatures or characters at the Animation Academy. And here in Africa, we don't like to say goodbye. We prefer to say Kwaherini, meaning go well. So Kwaherini, everyone. Ah, Asante Sana, thank you. Well, make sure you double check those seats and make sure you have all your belongings prior to exiting. And for those of you that are wilderness explorers, you've been riding on Simba 1. Did anyone have any favorite wildlife on the reserve today? Are there any favorites? Quite a few cool ones out there.